The whole thing was the Mavericks landed him. He's going to help these guys land free agents that Dallas just couldn't get to even come visit. He's going to be the guy to help us land players. He gave away our best player. I'm kind of looking on my Instagram news feed, and I see an
Some
alert
bullshit,
and it looked official, right? So I'm like, okay, what is this? And I see that the Dallas Mavericks traded Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 draft pick. And I'm like, man, bullshit. Like, no way. This is. I'm looking to see like where it came
denial.
from. Like, this is some kind
Denial.
of account, like some Lakers fan bullshit. And I look up to see what account it is, and it's ESPN. I'm like, ESPN got hacked, bro. Like, what happened? And then I start looking and I see more and more people kind of posting, and I'm like, oh my God, bro. I know we shouldn't, and I don't curse like hardcore very often, but the first thing I thought is, what the fuck is this front office doing? How do you trade away the goddamn franchise player in Luka Doncic who comes along once in a generation?
Facts.
And you give him away for goddamn peanuts, bro. I know everyone's like, oh, AD, he's defensive player of the year, and he's blah, blah, blah. Bro, street clothes needs to stay his ass in LA. He ain't had no, bro. Nico Harrison should be charged with a fucking crime, dog. That was.
He took a page out of Jerry Jones' book.
This is the Herschel Walker trade in reverse. We got hosed. And you look at that, and I'm thinking, that's all you got for your franchise player? That's what you walked away with? And then my mind's like, okay, let me sports rationalize what happened here. Luka got mad. He said something to somebody, or Luka said, I want out of here. Something went down. That makes sense. Then you start hearing reports of Luka never asked to be traded. Luka's happy here. Nobody knew this was happening. Nobody knew what was going on. This hit everybody by surprise. There was no like whispers, no rumblings, nothing. I mean, this shit just came out of nowhere, bro. I was so
left field
last night, dog. I was
Bro, you weren't the only one. When I saw it, I remember when I came across my feed, I immediately sent it to you, hoping that you would be like, "Oh, this is fake. That this is some, because we get a lot of stuff in our feed with like some made up, oh, this person's coming to the Cowboys, or this person's going to be traded or whatever." And I'm like, this got to be one of those things that you can't tell me the Mavericks are that dumb to let go of a player, like you said, it's once in a generation, a man that took you to the finals last year. And bro, you're telling me
the best player in the NBA, he's top 3.
Bro, and you're telling me that you said, let me just go ahead and make a trade and just send this man somewhere else. What kind of moronic, idiotic, fucking mindset do you have to be in to be able to be like, oh yeah, we're going to get rid of our best player on our team and start from scratch all over again?
Jerry Jones' ass is sitting there,
bro.
Like, oh, nobody's worried about me anymore. I'm not the stupidest idiot in all of DFW. I'm like, bro, like, how the hell do you sit in front of your fan base and justify this move in any kind of way? Because to me, fam, there's no way to justify trading Luka Doncic at 25, 26 to the Lakers, that's the only team you called. You called the Lakers, and bro, imagine you're Rob Pelinka, right? And you're sitting there, your phone rings, and it's Nico Harrison. He's like, "Do you want Luka Doncic?" Nico Harrison said he thought I was trolling him. He thought I was bullshitting. And he's like, no, that's what we want. And then he's like, how much of the farm do I got to sell for this? Give us street clothes, Max Christie, who? And some 2029 draft pick that Nico Harrison and Jason Kidd probably won't be around to see because they're going to get their ass fired. Nico Harrison needs to be fired.
Yep.
For this move. And what made it worse? What made it worse was the damn press conference, fam. And we're gonna dissect this as it kind of goes along. So I'll just ask Julio, like, I'm gonna give you a prompt. I'll just give you kind of like one of these so that you can pause it. But this press conference didn't do him any favors. I was like,
none.
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck? So let's see what Nico and J Kidd had to say.
All right, I'll open it up. Thanks for everybody for coming. Jay, is it normally this crowded for pregame speeches?
No, they don't want to hear about everybody who's out.
No, on a serious
note, he's already nervous, and
we definitely understand
the magnitude
of what just transpired. It's not lost on us. Definitely would like to thank Luka for his brilliance, and over the last 4 years since we've been here, what we've been able to accomplish, as well as Maxi Kleber. When he got hurt the other day, and I go in the back and check on him, and the first thing he says is sorry for getting hurt. But that just kind of goes to the type of person he is. And then also Smooth, like he was such a great guy in the locker room. So I just want to thank all those guys for their contribution to get us to where we're at. And then as we turn the page, I think it's important to know that J Kidd and I, we've had a vision in the culture that we want to create since we've been here. And the players that we're bringing in, we believe exemplify that. And, we think.
I can't hear you.
My bad. So the first thing he hits on is we've got a vision of a culture that we wanted here. But it comes across like, okay, so is Luka bad for the culture? Is Luka bringing in, like a culture that you don't want? Maybe like a sense of entitlement, or maybe he's rubbing off on players the wrong way. We'll see, but we'll hop back into it. But that was the first thing that kind of caught my ear.
Okay.
Defense wins championships. And we're bringing in one of the best two-way players in the league.
When the hell did the Mavericks start playing goddamn football, bro? Defense wins championships?
I have no idea, bro. They don't make no damn sense to me. None.
I mean, there's been some teams, don't get me wrong, that defensively have been monsters. But in this era of the NBA, you got to score. You got to outscore the other team. You got to be able to put the ball in the hoop from anywhere, because it's a 3-point league now. It's not, we're working the damn post and we're backing our guy down and we're taking the 2-point layup, and that's not this league, bro. It's run and gun in this league. Mm-hmm. So you're justifying getting rid of Luka because you say defense wins championships, and everybody knows Luka does not play defense. He's a scorer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a distributor, but he doesn't play defense. That's defense is for girls, I guess, is Luka's mentality. I don't know, but let's keep going, bro.
A lot of people don't talk about, what he does defensively and offensively, but, if you can name first-team All-NBA players that are also first-team All-Defensive players. That's a unique unicorn to try to find, and we're able to find that. And as well, you look at Max Christie. He was their starting two guard, guarded all the top players in the league, and he's young and athletic and bouncy and, you know, gets his hands on lots of balls. So we really feel that they're bringing in.
Gets his hands on lots of balls. That's all I got to say about that.
They're adding into the culture that we're trying to create here. We feel that defense wins championships.
That's 2 times now. He's adding to the culture that we're trying to create here.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently the culture's not been here. Go ahead.
And we're excited to go. We feel like we're built to win now as well as in the future.
Nico, this is obviously one of the most unique trades in NBA history. There's never been a player as accomplished as Luka traded at this point in his career, especially without asking out. What got you guys to the point where you felt like moving on from Luka was in the best interest of the franchise?
I'm going to love to hear this response.
So just in case, you know, our viewers didn't hear that, they're basically like, there's never been a time where you trade a superstar of this caliber, this early in his career, doing the things he's done, unless it's him asking out. What brought you to this point where you felt like you had to trade him?
Let's hear his answer.
Yeah, I think it wasn't really like a point. I think it was like, how do we make our team better? You know, there's some unique things about his contract that we had to pay attention to. You know, there's other teams that were loading up. You know.
So that sounds to me like if you're bringing up there's certain things in his contract, what could the man possibly have in his contract that would push you to that decision or make you think, oh, he's bad for our culture, or he wants out, or he doesn't want to be here? What is it that's screaming that would prompt me to be like, yeah, we need to get rid of Luka?
First of all, how the fuck do you get better as a team by trading your best player? How does that happen? Secondly, what he's talking about as far as the contract goes is Luka's up for a supermax deal. That's $350 million for 5 years. I think is what I heard it at, like 350 for 5 years. It was going to be something like 70 million a year. But he was also coming to the point now where he was going to be due a supermax, and then on top of that was he was coming to the point where he could opt out of any contract basically at that point, and then the Mavericks are stuck with, well, not only did he not take our offer, but he's at the point now where he's going to walk away and we're not going to get any compensation for him. So that's kind of Nico Harrison's idea right there, is better to get something now than nothing possibly later. But again, you don't know that Luka's walking away from you. Nothing's been indicated that he's done here. It sounds like we got a bit of the Cowboys front office here as far as we don't want to pay the money.
Bro.
We don't want to pay this guy his money.
Ridiculous.
Let's keep going.
You know, that he was going to be able to decide, make his own decision at some point of whether he wants to be here or not, whether we want to supermax him or not, or whether he wants to opt out. So I think we had to take all that into consideration and feel like we got out in front of what could have been a tumultuous summer.
So he basically confirmed what you just finished saying right now, is that, yeah, he's gonna have any option that he wants at this point. He's gonna be in a supermax, and you know, we don't know if we're gonna be left with our hat hanged, you know, out with this player that just do whatever he wants when he wants. So, all right.
Do you have any indication from him or his representation that he was going to opt out or not take the extension or anything like that?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So, again, wasn't even told, nothing was said. Didn't even give him the option, you know. Again, the discussion was never had with Luka. So how the hell
he didn't know?
How the hell?
How do you not talk to your star player every day to see where he's at mentally with knowing the situation of what's coming up, getting some kind of feeler out there of where you at, like what are we thinking?
Yeah.
That's what professional sports programs do.
He's the star player of your program. Why in the fuck would you not have that conversation with him? Why not build that relationship with him to understand where he's at? Let's just trade him.
That's stupid.
Why would I do this?
We're gonna get ahead of it.
Nothing verbally that would lead me to believe that.
Why would the Supermax be a difficult decision on your end?
Oh no, it's not a matter of it being a difficult decision. It's a matter of, once you put that out there, they accept or they don't, and at that point you're on the clock.
Again, basically, just like you just finished saying, taking a note from Jerry Jones, not wanting to pay anybody, always worrying about shit that don't even matter right now, and then you end up losing the best fucking player that you have on your team.
This was supposed to be our next Dirk Nowitzki, bro. This was Dirk 2.0. He was already like on pace, bro. Like I swear to you, I was to the point where I was like, this guy's gonna break all of Dirk's records.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be the face of the franchise forever. And then this bullcrap hits, and I'm like, what the hell happened? Let's keep going, bro.
Did you have discussions with any other teams besides the Lakers about this deal?
No, and I'd like to give Rob Pelinka a lot of credit. Trades, you guys have been around here. Trades don't happen at the smallest level without stuff getting out. And Rob and I were able to have, really intense conversations over the course of, 3 or 4 weeks that started out as a coffee that, was more, hey, would you ever, I don't know, would I? Let me think of, and then it built upon that. And,
the fact that Rob Pelinka slow playing that, like, oh, I don't know if I would. Bro, we got fleeced.
That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie.
That's like knowing you have the winning hand and they're like, putting in your bets and you're like,
yeah.
Nah, I don't got nothing. Don't worry about it. Bruh.
We kept it between us. We had to keep it tight. J Kidd didn't know about it. But J Kidd and I are aligned, and we talk about archetypes, and we talk about the culture that we want to create.
So I know we're about to get rid of this best player
that he likes without actually talking to him. Hey, would you like?
I
know that, and J Kidd coached them when they won a championship. So I think when you're aligned with your coach like that, I know the type of players that he likes.
About the company.
Oh shit! My bad, folks. We got an ad here.
Financial conditions, the development of product quality.
And so I felt good about it making sense to where we're trying to go.
With Luka's pedigree and potential that he's shown so far, this feels like a move that you absolutely have to be right about. There can't be any doubt in your mind when you pull the trigger on it. I'm just curious, what convinced both of you that you will not be wrong?
Well, let's be clear. I'm the one making the decision, and Jay's supportive of it. So it's me.
Look how supportive Jason.
I don't do anything
right now,
bro. Look at his face. He's still in shock. I can tell that that man is pissed off.
He wants to be anywhere but at this damn press conference.
Exactly. And then the thing with Nico Harris, I'm glad that he's saying, I made this decision. I was the one that pulled the trigger because I know my coach and I know what he wants and I know what he expects and all this other shit. I'm glad that he's doing that because that is the motherfucker that should be fired as soon as all this starts to settle. His ass should be out. We should see a headline here within the next week or so. Hell, probably before the end of this next week coming up, saying Nico Harris is no longer the GM.
From his duties with the Dallas Mavericks. Because he's a moron.
God,
and when he first came in, everybody loved it because he was he was a name within the league. Like he had relationships with all the star players. I think it was through Nike. And they brought him in, and the whole thing was the Mavericks landed him. He's gonna help these guys land free agents that Dallas just couldn't get to even come visit. He's gonna be the guy to help us land players. He gave away our best player for street clothes, Anthony Davis. He spends more time in his street clothes than his uniform. He's always hurt.
Here we go.
It's scary. I think everything that we do, we put a lot of work into it. We study it and we restudy it and we go back, and I understand the magnitude of it. So the easiest thing for me to do is do nothing, and everyone would praise me for doing nothing. But we really believe
you for not doing anything.
Do you understand the magnitude of this kind of trade? Do you really fully understand the magnitude of what you just did? Of what you just did to a team, to an organization altogether? Do you understand that? Because I really don't think he does. I honestly don't think he understands. That would be the equivalent of the Chicago Bulls trading Jordan in his prime. That would be the equivalent
seeing
of
how
that.
great Jordan was developing and everything he was doing for their team, and being like, he got to go, bro.
He got to go.
Gotta go. We need defense like we
like crazy.
We need something just outrageous. You know what I'm saying? Like we need more rebounds. That's what we need. We need
more
rebounds.
cowbell.
Mm-hmm.
I need more cowbell. Mm-hmm.
God dang, bro.
and time will tell if I'm right.
You've said it a number of times. You've mentioned the word culture and how Anthony and the other players you bring back fit that culture. Are you implying that Luka no longer fit that culture?
No, listen, one thing about me, I'm not going to talk bad about any players.
Nico
Like that's,
said we got
that's
too
not
many
going to
whites on the
do
team.
us or me any good. I just say there's levels to it. And there's people that fit the culture and there's people that come in and add to the culture. And those are two distinct things. And I believe the
There
people
you
that
go.
were coming in are adding
There's
to the
more
culture.
There's people that, what did he say? That they come in and add to the culture. And then there's people that kind of like go with the culture.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that comes across like Luka's not really a leader like that. He's a guy that kind of goes with the flow. He's more easygoing. He's not a guy that sets the good example. He's not a guy that's like leads.
That's what it sounds like to me.
He doesn't lead by
like
example. He kind of do what I say, not what I do.
Exactly. That's what it sounds like to me.
What would you just say to fans who are frustrated about this move?
Go to hell.
I'm sorry they're frustrated, but it's something that we believe in as an organization. It's going to make us better. We believe that it sets us up to win not only now but also in the future. And when we win, I believe the frustration
we
will
went to the finals, but
the first time he laughed at me.
the owner of the Mavericks, the first time he floated this idea, laughed at him.
Patrick, he's the owner. Obviously, he's the ultimate decision maker, but he entrusts in J. Kidd and I to lead this team, and he's putting the trust into us. And then, obviously, you got to get judged on the performance that you've done as a leader. And at some point, if it doesn't work out, then I'll be judged for that.
Jason, what is your reaction to this trade?
Yeah, I think it's it's something that as Nico's brought up, we are aligned, right? And so just understanding Luka, when I first came here, excited about the opportunity to coach an upcoming star and who became a mega star. And I was just blessed to have that opportunity to coach him. But when you look at the vision of the team and what Nico wants to build, I truly support that. And truly believe that the players that we're getting are the ones that can help us achieve that, and that's to win a championship.
You're muted, bro, again.
He just took you to the finals. Luka carried your sorry ass team to the finals.
I don't understand it, bro. I honestly do not.
They did not come together to discuss the plan of
No,
attack in this press conference.
no, they didn't. You can obviously tell that kid is trying to be a good sport and trying to show some, like, he's backing up his friend here, but at the same time it's like you can tell just by his demeanor, by the way that he's,
He's not
answering some
bought
of these
in, bro.
questions. No, he's not. He's not. You can tell that he's a little, I mean, you could even see it on his face, bro. Look at the man. The man looks a little irritated and pissed off, like he's trying to hold it in, but at the same time trying to be a good representative of the team, of the franchise. But he's holding it in.
Like, what the hell did you do to us?
Exactly.
What?
You son of a bitch.
Keep it
Why
going.
did they fit that vision better?
It's not about better. It's about being able to. Again, Nico has talked about defense. Defense wins championships. AD is the one that we truly believe fits with D Live and Gaff and PJ. And so when you look at going forward,
Even though he's hurt all the time.
we're looking at the window to win now. And with AD and Christie, and not to forget about Christie, he's a young wing that we believe that fits.
What do you envision? I mean, does AD start at 4 for you guys? Is he at 5? How do you envision that working?
I gotta be honest with you. Right now, I'm only focused on today's game. Right? Like
You're
I,
not being honest with me.
I am. I got a list of players. I gotta tell you who are out, and we got a game today, right? And so, as we go down the line, I'll be able to answer that question for you. And I'm not avoiding that question. Like as you see the rosters built, he probably will start at the 4, but I can give you more concrete information as we go forward.
All right, I recognize who.
When do you expect these guys in uniform?
Not sure. I don't have the perfect answer for that because, I mean, everything just happened. I don't even think it was midnight last night, like 2, 3 in the morning. So we're still trying to get physicals, figure out how long that's going to take, get people in the market. So we don't have a perfect answer for that.
Do you have an idea about AD's availability in terms of the abdominal issue that he's dealing with now?
No, we'll learn. One, it wasn't significant. And 2, we'll learn more as we go through the physicals.
You've mentioned you think this will work in the short term and the long term. Short term makes great sense. How do you see this working out well for the organization in the long term?
Well, I think the long term is the time frame. I think he fits our time frame. If you pair him with Kyrie and the rest of the guys, he fits right along with our time frame to win now and win in the future. And the future to me is 3-4 years from now. The future 10 years from now, I don't know. I don't think they probably bury me and Jay by then.
Absolutely. You ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. And
You know what's going to be hilarious, bro? You know what's going to be hilarious? Luka went to the Lakers, right? Watch Luka come to Dallas in a Lakers uniform and bury the shit out
bro,
of the
he's gonna come in
Mavericks.
here and wax that ass. There ain't no doubt about it. And every time he comes to Dallas, he's gonna remind us why the mistake we made was probably the one of the most retarded moves we could have ever made in all of basketball history.
They're
Not just
ourselves.
Yes.
All right, I know there's a lot of questions.
Thanks,
We'll take
everybody.
time to
Appreciate it.
discuss.
get out of my face.
Idiot. Idiot.
So what do you think about that? How
You know, and it's funny.
how can you be excited? How can you wake up tomorrow and be like, I'm still on board. I believe in this front office. I believe in this process. I believe in these decision makers. I believe in this head coach. I believe in this owner. I believe in this general manager. How can you wake up and realistically tell yourself that without being like a member of one of those parties' family?
Bro, all I can say is I literally just got back into basketball last year or last season. whenever the Mavericks had made their run in the playoffs. Like I told you guys, like we talked about before, I really had fell off the NBA train and keeping up with basketball because of, like I always like to say, I retired when Jordan retired. I was done with the game. Wasn't really interested in it. Every time that I would see little clips and snippets of it, it would be, you know, people doing the whole flailing of the getting hurt and stuff like in soccer and shit. And to me, it just became unattractive. It's not something that I wanted to watch. But then I saw the Mavericks play. And for the first time in a long time, I was excited to watch a basketball game. I was excited to watch a basketball series. Luka, who I had never seen before, basically turned me into a Mavericks fan. I was like, man, this is great. This guy plays off the chain. Him and Kyrie together, just they meld so well together. This team was so well put together. I was like, this is great. I can watch basketball now. And then to hear this news, and like everybody else, I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Let me break this down to you, my boy. This team at one point had Luka Doncic, Jalen Brunson, and Kristaps Porzingis on the same team and did absolutely nothing with that little lineup, bro. Did nothing with it. Porzingis wins a ring with Boston last year. Brunson's a superstar in New York and wanted to be here. And now Luka's in LA.
Explain that one, bro. Explain that one.
I'm over it. I'm done with the Mavericks. They're dead to me. And if you kind of put your ear to the ground and you listen to some of the rumors, one of the big ones kind of swirling around right now is that the owners of the Mavericks were very big on they wanted to bring in legalized gambling to Texas. Mm-hmm. And they're realizing maybe that's not possible. That's not going to happen. And so what do? We'll sink the franchise. We will sink it where there's no support, and that'll be our excuse to relocate to somewhere like Vegas. Let's get out of Dodge. Let's go have gambling legalized somewhere. Let's make our money that way, and we'll take a sports franchise with us because we can't get it done in Texas. So
could be.
There's a lot of moving parts to this. The fact that he's like, hey, I told the owner what I wanted to do, and he laughed in my face. That should have been your hint, Nico. That should have been your hint. Hey, maybe this is stupid. Nah, I'm gonna go ahead.
Nah. It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Be cool, bro. Be cool. So, Dallas Mavericks, RIP your season, RIP your franchise.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
fan base is in mourning. There's already a damn Luka memorial outside of the AAC. Somebody's spray painted some kind of obscenities, and they try to pressure wash and couldn't get rid of that. It's like a slap in the face. Why do Dallas fans get treated with such disrespect by their sports teams? We're quickly becoming the running joke of all of sports.
Now, yeah, for sure.
So, way to go. Maybe Jerry picked up the phone and was like, hey, man, can I be GM for a day? They're like, yeah, go ahead. He's like, I got the perfect trade.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. We got one too many whites on this team. Let's get rid of two of them right off top. All these foreigners that ain't going to be allowed to play basketball here anyway, get rid of. It's terrible, bro. It's terrible. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we do want to thank you for taking the time to hang out with us. We hope you enjoy the content. We thank you for all the love and support. We ask that you do please continue to watch, like, comment, subscribe. join our TikTok, join on the YouTube, join our Instagram. It's all here. It's all here. And help us out, man. Help us continue to grow the show. Julio, you got any closing words?
No, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Like Joe said, please remember to share, like, subscribe, help us grow on all our social media platforms. If you can't find them here, you can probably find them on our profile page. We do have a couple of them listed here, but I know that we're still missing the TikTok one. Hopefully, we can add that one soon too. But yeah, just leave us some comments. Give us your feedback. Let us know what you think about the Luka trade. Was it a good one? Was it a bad one? What do you think? Maybe we're just crazy and we just like Luka. I
Maybe
don't
we're
know.
too close to the source and we need to take a step back. Help us, please. Please.
Yeah.
Help us. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace. Ow. Ow.